Good afternoon, everyone. It is Thursday, June 5th, 2025, and we've got some drama here. Elon and Trump going at it, and shares of Tesla down 16%, largest market cap loss in history, and Trump being named in a certain file that I'm not even going to say the name of here because I don't want to get kicked off the internet. But you guys can figure that out on your own. And we got a lot to talk about here. I'm going to try and get this covered as quickly as I can. We got to do the members live stream at 4:05 p.m. So I'm trying to wrap this up quick, but we'll try to cover things here. Also, if you like me covering the content, please give me a thumbs up. It helps out the channel a lot. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com for swing trading alerts, analysis, and live day trading. Absolutely masterclass in the trading room here this week. And it's been a good one. We'll also have a sale for that on Monday. So if you're looking to get in, that's when you might want to look at it. But anyway, um, yeah, basically, pretty good sell here. Some volatility, obviously, in Tesla that is getting whacked here. And yeah, look at that big outside move here. Now we'll see where this finds its footing. This did get 300 was definitely a dealer level that we were looking at, and there is a little bit of blowout there, so that can be hedged down, and we're slicing through that. Those moving averages on the daily and the weekly, and we're going to close below that green bar low unless we get a major reversal here. So maybe even 250 could be a level that could come into play tomorrow unless things start to calm down in the overnight. But these accusations here definitely kind of rattling the market. We talked about this too. I was like waiting for some sort of a shakeout this whole time. And I think we may have the start of it. Now we got non-farm payroll tomorrow. The question will be, and this is one thing I noticed, and you might have noticed it already, but as soon as NQ started rolling over today, and really Tesla being the big culprit for that, Russell started to pick up. So we're still seeing heavy dispersion out there, and that's going to determine whether or not this can break down or not. Technically, like we talked about the shot clock for bears. Technically, like tomorrow would be like the last day, but we were kind of just in the camp. All right, it's too much time has gone by already for them to do damage, and a lot of time has been wasted. So basically, you're going to need to have a crash on NFP tomorrow in order to really get a bear play going. It's really into the next, like I would say, end of quarter. That said, I've been looking for this type of a shakeout. I'm kind of hoping we can get one. If you look at the RTY, and I was just talking about this in the trading room, but I like this structure, right? I think if something does break out, if we have a strong jobs report for whatever reason, and by the way, the market's already prepped for weak jobs, right? We had a massive miss in ADP, and we had an uptick in jobless claims again this week. So the market is prepped for that to a degree. So even if we miss, it's something the market's not thinking that can't happen. But if the number comes in strong and we get one of our favorite Ponzi reports, right? That's going to affect the Russell the most, and the structure here is the best, right? As opposed to NQ. This is what I didn't like about it, and this is why I kept saying, like, don't be surprised if there's a shakeout coming, because, like, look at it's almost like rising wedge-ish, right? Rather than being like as much of a bull flag. It was kind of bull flag until it started doing this here. Still, trend is up. Nothing really terribly wrong, and the same thing with ES. You did touch the 5850. But since then, you kind of just haven't filled out some of this air. The Russell has. So I think if there was, to be a breakout here, the right tail, I think the IWM has the best chance. It also could be the worst if we have really bad jobs and the market reacts poorly. But again, I think dispersion is, in fact, I know dispersion's out there. I can see it in the tape, and it's probably going to keep us supported. But yeah, definitely a lot of drama here. They finally made it interesting. I'm like at this point here, just to have some runners on like with the day trades. But it's like we caught the low Friday, caught the low Monday. We've been holding runners. We've been trading in and out of the range here, doing a really good job. And at this point, it's like, dude, I don't even care if it breaks out at this point. Like this is just, I mean, like this is so ridiculous here. It's such a stubborn range, and it's like a range within a range here too. I mean, like when you look at ES, for instance, it's like you got the, look at this. So 5970 to 6,000, 30 points, stuck in that for a while, and then in this larger range there that's inside of this larger range. So just really tight. I talked about this morning too. We figured volatility was coming. We have the non-farm payroll report tomorrow anyway, but the Bollinger Band width is really tight here on the 4 hour. So we'll see if we can unpin a little bit here and then get a breakout or a breakdown. One way or the other, though, I would like to see some more structure here, even from the bull side. But again, the fact that the Russell's not even making a lower low here is, I think that's a sign of supportiveness. So S&P, little kind of faux like higher high, divergent high there, and the Nasdaq as well. Went all the way up to 530 and almost got to the 535. There was some call sellers up there. For today, didn't quite get to that level, and yeah, it kind of has like a little. It's not the best, but kind of a rising wedge type look. So we probably could fill this area out here a little more. And we talked about the Russell hasn't triggered that inverse head and shoulders, but it's there. And the same thing with the Dow. SMH here down 92 cents. Broadcom reporting earnings, 245 to 280. That's your range there. So that's not financial advice. Don't trade based off of that, but that's where the expected range is. Lululemon, in case anybody was wondering, I think that can go to 350 if they have a good report. I think downside is like 320 and 300. Big tail upside would be 380. But anyway, IGV, really strong day until this afternoon stuff going on here. Microsoft new all-time highs, so that helping out cloud. Transports again, we're up nicely and then kind of dipped here, tightening up here as well. Move is coming on that daily chart as well, and then the 2-year note down. So again, rate cut odds kind of just fluctuating back and forth here. So yields having a little bit of a day here. There's a 10-year bouncing back. XHB was strong after opening lower. Inside day there, nothing terrible. VNQ tightening up. That looks good too. And then we had banks, again, still inside of that tightening range there. So there's volatility coming. This range is really tight in a lot of these sectors. Broker-dealer is tight as well. Another thing that's tight, I wrote an article about this too with oil. And I talked about this yesterday, but look at one hit, sell off, almost made new lows. And then a month later, we finally hit the same area. Week later, we hit the same area. 1, 2, 3, 4 days in a row, we hit the same area. And the dips here they're not dipping, right? You're not getting this reaction. So I think path of least resistance here is up on oil. And again, you can see here, volatility is coming. It's coming in that. So I think we're getting ready to break out here. All right, XLE, that was all over the map today. Nothing really terrible. It's basically flat right now. So energy stock's not doing a ton. Nat gas, quiet day as well. Dollar index was strong after a week open. And dollar yen still holding up pretty well here. So not really looking too risk off. Gold down a little bit on the day, but again, still a nice pattern, nice structure there. Silver, big winner on the day, new 52-week highs, new multi-decade highs actually. Yep, but it did come in off the high, so again, you gotta close above that. So we'll see if they can do that. Again, we talked about this. I do like the SILs leading though. That's a huge, huge positive. Platinum, huge move up 4.7. So this dip buy ended up working, but I didn't take it. I wanted to see a little bit more structure because this has been a rug puller for like a long time. But yeah, big move there for PL. And PA here, kind of just underwhelming comparatively. Copper was up too. Did come off the highs though. So pretty cool stuff. At least we got some, at least the market woke up a little bit here. And Bitcoin right now also backing off. So I can't get my other chart up. Hold on. Sorry, I'll just use the futures here. Yeah, so backing off here. Was hammering on that 106 area, but it did come back in. So we'll see where it closes the week. Yeah, and it was up 7 in a row, so it is pulling back. But it's not like it's pulling back in a vicious manner. We did see some acceleration to the downside today, though. We'll continue to watch that. But right now, 5950 is a big short-term level for bulls to reclaim on SPX. This is just kind of like a near-term level. We'll see if that can, if it break it back above that. We close above that, this will squeeze. So we'll see where we get with non-farm payroll tomorrow, but we should get some volatility coming soon. By that, I don't necessarily mean volatility is in the VIX. I just mean like trendy type move. I'd like to see a little bit more of a shakeout though, personally, to build more structure here. I don't love how this just took off without kind of filling this air out. I think if there is something that's going to break out though on favorable jobs, it's the Russell. That structure is much tighter. So anyway, we'll see what we get, and we'll see if we get more reality TV on the internet. So anyways, guys, I'll wrap it up here. Again, you guys take care. Come find me on carnivoretrades.com. See you guys all tomorrow.